Okay, so here is Andrew and Tristan Tate's best friend, giving a little bit of information about them and their arrest in Romania.
His manager or whatever. So what is your relationship with Andrew and how do you meet him?
Okay, so anyone who knows Andrew Tate knows that you don't manage Andrew Tate. So I'm not his manager. He doesn't have a manager. He manages himself. So I've been close friends with Andrew and Tristan for, I'd say, 4, maybe 5 years.
Wow.
And I think it's fair to say outside of their family, I'm the one who's had the privilege, and I do view it as very much a privilege of spending the most time with them face to face. So back before Andrew was too big to live in a house like this with fans coming and knocking on the door, he used to live here when he was in Dubai. And I've spent time with his setup in Romania as well. And we've traveled together extensively all around the world, myself and the Tates.
All right.
So yeah, I know them very well.
Alhamdulillah. So was there any kind of transition when he did blow up?
I mean, it's been a gradual thing, but Andrew Tate is definitely a very different man now than when I first met him. Back when I met him in I think it was 2018, the main focus was getting money, getting status, being a G, so to speak.
Yeah.
As he became more prominent and more influential, he became a lot more aware of what he was saying and the fact that he wasn't speaking to a couple of thousand guys on the internet. It became a global phenomenon. Yeah. So he definitely matured as a result. He became a lot more conscious of what he was saying and the potential impact of what he was saying.
Yeah.
And you'll see if you look at the final message on Rumble, that's the current Andrew Tate. Very mature, very logical, very rational, very aware of his impact.
Yeah.
The issue that we have today is everyone's referencing things years ago saying, oh, what a bad man he is.
Yeah.
That was when he had 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now that he has millions, the attention of the world, he's a lot more aware of the duty that he has to put forward a very positive message. And that's one of his key focuses now.
Yeah, absolutely. And how has being a Muslim, shifted that for him?
Well, there's no drinking for one, which I'm all for. Alhamdulillah. Like, I really mean that. Our man Tristan likes a drink, and we're all very competitive as men. So, I mean, as you've seen from some of the footage, there was a lot of drinking. Andrew stopped drinking completely. Not a single drink. Not a single drink, man. And I know I'm with him on the jets. I'm with him. We travel together. Yeah. Not a single drink, which I think is great. But also anything he does, he wants to do it properly. That mindset of professionalism and of commitment. So I'd say that's the first big change. Secondly, he has a genuine, I think, a bit of an inner peace thing coming through, which I haven't seen before. He's a very driven man. There's a lot of focus to conquer and we can talk about that more. I think his reversion to Islam has brought more of an inner peace than I've seen in him before, which I think is quite a beautiful thing.
Wow, absolutely. And I think we can all say that we've seen it in his recent videos as well. Even the way he talks to people like Aiden Ross, motivating them, even from an Islamic perspective, kind of giving dawah to them in a way. It's a beautiful thing to see. But on the topic of Andrew Tate, how was he doing in the case? If you don't mind speaking about that.
No, 100%. Like? Very happy to. So the thing with Andrew, a lot of people don't understand is he's lived a very challenging life. Yeah. And I think it's great that people are concerned for his welfare, but he's rock solid. He and his brother are two of the most mentally disciplined people I've come across. They're very strong-minded. Yeah. This is just another in a lifetime of obstacles. Again, these guys were so hungry at one point, they were going to KFC to take out the left in the box chicken, freeze it at home, and then unfreeze that over the weeks to come to sustain themselves while they were fighting. Wow. I mean, you're going into the ring when you can't even feed yourself properly. That's where these guys came from. So to put it in perspective, yes, this is unjust. Yes, this is wrong on many levels. But as brothers, in terms of their mindset, they're rock solid. They also know what they have and haven't done. They know that these charges are nonsense. They know that that will come out. And so, to be honest, they're in good spirits. Yeah. They're fine.
Absolutely. Do you think Andrew Tate being a Muslim is helping him with his confidence now?
Definitely. I know that one of the few books he has access to is the Quran, and knowing him, he'll be devouring that. He needs something. He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have his usual work. I'm willing to bet that he's spending a lot of time reading, and one of the things I give dua for, that I pray for every day in the mosque, I'm trying to get to the masjid every day, is that this experience brings him closer to a faith that is lasting and is real. And I believe that's happening.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah grant him that.
Allahumma ameen. Allahumma ameen. So if you don't mind talking about some of the details around the case, I've heard a lot that there's a lack of evidence. Even his lawyer went on record saying there's no evidence at all. Tristan Tate came out saying to the reporters Ask for the evidence. Ask the judge, why they're doing this and that. Where's the evidence? And, all these people pull out these statements, random statements here and there from videos throughout his past. And my question is, if these statements are so grand and so obvious that he did whatever they're claiming he did, either why have they not been admitted into the evidence, or why do people keep saying there's no evidence at all?
So first of all, I'm not officially, authorized to represent him. I'm his friend. I'm not his manager, as some people would say.
Yeah.
Also, I can't speak on behalf of the lawyers, but as his friend who's watching what's happening and having been in Tate's house and spent time there, the way I would answer that would be to apply basic logic. So there's CCTV in and outside of his house.
Yeah.
I've seen the system. I'm a security professional. I looked at, we did a bit of a review. It's a pretty good system. Why isn't that being used in court? That's one. Yeah. Two, this is a famous and wealthy man with a lot of influence. Is it really that rare or that unique to have false allegations against famous men with wealth, with influence? Third, if we look at, and again, I don't want to say anything that I shouldn't legally, but if we look at the source of these complaints, as I understand it, they're not from the most... Initially, for example, there was this narrative that, these are innocent women who have been taken from the village and they've been exploited. If you look into this details, these women are far from poor village girls. They're women who were working as, in that industry, which I think is haram, and I don't have anything to do with it, but they were working in like strippers or OnlyFans, these sorts of things prior. They have been known to be, and it's very difficult to talk about, these women are not innocent.
Yeah.
And also, as we saw today come out, there's phone records of them plotting together as to how to best extract resources and essentially do what is quite predictable.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think this is a gender thing. We don't need to gender it. Certain levels of people will do anything they can to get ahead in life, even if it means ruining someone else's life. I believe it's a lot more logical to assess that we have some people using nefarious tactics to get resources or attention or whatever the agenda is. I think that's a lot more realistic than someone who's very wealthy having to exploit someone for a small amount of money.
Yeah.
When you are driving a Bugatti and flying in private jets, logically, do you have the time or the attention to try and exploit someone for low levels of money? Again, so yes, there's a lot of people saying there's no evidence, but on top of that, there's no logic being applied here.
Yeah.
And if we look at the other side, we know that he's very influential. We know that many different people with significant power would like him to shut up and stop empowering men, stop speaking pro-traditional values, perhaps stop representing and bringing attention to Islam. Isn't it a logical conclusion that perhaps there's an agenda here?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not a lawyer, but we can see with some of the tactics that are happening, why is the CCTV footage not included? Why are there all these leaks coming out?
Yeah.
Why are they being held for such an extended period of time without charges?
Yeah.
I understand Romanian law is Romanian law. I don't, I'm not going to criticize a legal system. I'm not a lawyer. But on a logical, ethical, human level, if you have evidence, why would you not charge somebody? These things, for me, as a layperson, as a non-legal professional, they don't add up.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.